Okay, good morning, class. Let's review our do now. So I'm going to call on a couple of you to unmute yourself to help me evaluate this expression using PEMDAS. So Angel, can you help me out with the first expression, which is 39 divided by 2 plus 1 minus 2? Please let me know what is step number 1. And then in the chat, everyone, please also let me know what you think step 1.
So first you have to write down the parentheses.
Okay, so you're saying to write down the acronym?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll write down the acronym PEMDAS. And why am I writing this acronym down?
because we want to know which ones we have and which ones we don't.
Yep. We do have parentheses. You are correct. What else do we have?
Um, we have we don't have exponents or multiplication, division and subtraction only.
So we have division, we have subtraction. We do have addition, but you are right. It's part of the parentheses. We do technically have that. Good job on that. Okay. So then we can go into the order, right? We know that we're going to take care of from left to right, P down to S. So what comes first, Angel?
Division,
Say that again.
division.
Before anything else?
Parentheses.
Okay. And what's in the parentheses?
Um, we add 2 plus 1 on the parentheses.
Okay. You know what's that going to give me?
3.
What should I do from here?
Bring down the divided by 39.
Okay. So 39 divided by, bring that
3.
down. So I'm rewriting the expression now, correct?
Yes.
So I want you to say that we're going to rewrite the expression.
We're going to rewrite the expression.
Okay, so I'm rewriting the expression 39 divided by 3 this time minus 2. Now what's next in our step? So we took care of parentheses, so I'll put a little X through that. What's next?
We divide 39 divided by 3.
Okay, so 39 divided by 3. I'll do that here on the side. So 39 divided by 3. How many times does 3 go into 3? Everyone in the chat, let me know. How many times does 3 go into 3? And then Angel, how many times does 3 go into 3?
1 time.
Thank you. What's my next step?
Um, then you find out how much times 3 goes into 9. That's 3.
It's true. Before I do that, though, I have to do some kind of multiplication. What am I multiplying?
Oh yeah. We are multiplying 3 times 1, which is 3.
Yep. And we're gonna go ahead. Lead me through the rest of the algorithm
And that equals 0.
because I'm doing subtraction. And then now what do I do?
Bring down the 9.
Okay. Now tell me the rest of it.
Um, then you see what you could multiply to get 9, which is 3.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do one more time. What am I gonna do?
We're gonna multiply 3 times 3, which is 9.
9 minus 9,
0.
which means I found my final quotient. And what's my final quotient?
13.
All right, so I'm gonna put 13. Thank you, Brita. Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you, Darlene, Yesenia, Kayla, Yasmin, and Ximena for letting me know in the chat. 13. I'm gonna rewrite the expression minus 2. I think from here we can all do a 13 minus 2, which is 11. This is going to equal 11. Thank you, Angel. Please call on another student for me.
Um, Andy.
Thank you. All right, Andy, you're up, man.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to rewrite the acronym for you. I'm going to rewrite PEMDAS. And then we're going to find out from PEMDAS which letters are we going to need to use in this expression next to it. Go ahead.
Multiplication.
Okay, so let me put that. We have multiplication. Where do you see that at?
Where the 12 is, and then there's like a little like X right there.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that part in yellow, and then I'm going to put the M in yellow. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's multiplication. Now I'm going to use purple. What else do we have?
Division.
We have division. Okay. I'll put that in purple and I'll underline D. Okay.
Subtraction 2.
Okay. So we have subtraction. I'll put that in green and I'll put it underneath the S. Okay. What else do we have?
Um, Addition.
You have addition. So I'll put a little red there, a little red there. What else do we have?
Parentheses.
Yeah, that's the big one. We have parentheses. So I'll put that in orange. Whole thing in orange. And then I'm going to put that underneath the P. Do we have any exponents?
No.
What is an exponent?
Isn't it like No, it's not the. It's not the power of something.
It is the power of something. You're absolutely correct. It's the power of something. 3 to the power of 3 or 4 to the power of 2. Those are all exponents, right?
Yes.
So then, do we have anything that looks like that in ours?
Yes.
What do we have?
It's 2 to the power of 2.
Yeah, so I'll put a little square around that. The 2 to the power 2. We do have that, and that's the E part right here, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So we've identified all the parts. So let's start. So if we're doing PEMDAS, PEMDAS, right? What's going to come first from PEMDAS, Andy?
The 12 and the parentheses part.
Parentheses part, right? Okay, so let's just look at the parentheses. What is inside the parentheses?
3 plus 2 to the power of 2.
Very good. So we have 3 plus 2 to the power of 2, correct?
Yes.
If I'm just looking at 3 plus 2 to the power of 2, what do I have here? I have addition.
Yes.
What else do I have though? Little mini PEMDAS within a PEMDAS, right? So let's see. I know I have addition, which is this, but I have one more thing here. What do I have?
Um, Addition.
I just underlined that. We have one more thing though.
Oh.
What's going on with this two? What is this?
Mm,
This part here,
2 to the power of 2.
which is considered which letter here?
Exponent.
Yeah, it's an exponent. So this we'll take care of first. We'll do because that comes before a. So let's do what does 2 to the power 2 mean?
What does the 2 power 2 mean?
Yeah, it's 2 times what?
It's 2 times 2.
Yeah, which is
4.
so this whole thing is 3 plus 4. And what's 3 plus 4?
7.
7.
Wait. Yeah. 7.
Okay, great job. You did probably the hardest part. So now we have that this whole thing right here in the parentheses was 7. So now I'm going to rewrite this. Thank you, Andy. So everyone, let's rewrite the rest of it. We have now 12 times 7 divided by 2 minus 10. Now I'm just going to go in order from left to right because this is division right here. Oh, sorry. Multiplication right there with the parentheses. Pointed that to the wrong one. This is multiplication right here. And then we have division. And then we have subtraction. So we'll go in order of 12 times 7. So in the chat, everyone, please let me know what is 12 times 7. Also, Andy, thank you for helping me out with that first part. So 12 times 7, please let me know in the chat. 84. Thank you. Thank you, Britza. Thank you, Yasmin. So this is going to be 84 divided by 2 minus 10. Well, 84 divided by 2, I'll just do that on the side real quick. 84 divided by 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 also goes into 4 2 times. That gives me 42 times 2 is 84. 84 minus 84 is 0. So I know my quotient is 42. So it's going to be 42 minus 10, which consequently is 32. Take a second to copy that part in, and then let's review the last problem. Replace the number 4 with the letter G and write new equations. So let's look at this one. Instead of 4 plus 0 equals 4, we're going to have G plus 0 equals G. Then instead of 4 times 1 equals 4, what should I put? Please let me know in the chat. I'm going to replace 4 with G. So I'm going to put G. Yep. Thank you, Jordy. Times 1 equals G. Here on this next one, I'm going to put a division symbol in between. Let's do that for the bottom one too. Put a division symbol in between. Okay, 4 divided by 1. 4 divided by 1 equals 4. I want to do that with G. What is my new equation going to say if I'm replacing 4 with G? Yep, thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Jordy. Thank you, Jimena. It's G que dividido por uno, so divided by 1 equals G. Next one, 4 times 0 equals 0. What should I put? Please let me know in the chat. G times 0, thank you. G times 0 equals 0. And the last one, 1 divided by 4 is going to be 1 divided by uno dividido por g. 1 divided by g equals 1 over g. Take a second to copy that in. When you are finished, please let me know in the chat. I'm going to take a quick screenshot so I can send this to you later. Copy this into your Pear Deck. Let me know when we're ready to move to the objective. So thank you, Jordy, Yasmin, Darlene, and Britza for letting me know you finished in the chat and you're ready to move on to the objective. Thank you also to Natalia. Thank you, Kayla. Jordy, as a reminder, thank you. Kayla, thank you. Stephanie, let me know. Casey, let me know. Heidi Hernandez, camera on and let me know. Let's see. V, let me know. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. Yesenia listo? Perfect. Okay, everyone, let's move forward. Let's see. Casey, can I have you read the objective, please? Oh, sorry. I didn't see that in the chat. We had a volunteer. Natalia, can you read the objective? Casey, I got you on the example. Go ahead, Natalia.
Objective. I will be able to discover the commutative properties of addition and multiplication, the additive identity property of zero, and the multiplicative identity property of one.
Great job figuring out those words and pushing through to get those too. I know those are new terms, so nice job reading that, Natalia. So, to kind of paraphrase what you just said, that all of us are going to discover these commutative properties of addition and multiplication. We also have this property called the additive identity property of zero, and we have the multiplicative property of one, which we are all going to start copying down here after we read the definition. So first, the commutative property, what is it? It means for addition, you can add in any order, which I think we knew that. For instance, 3 plus 5 is the same thing as 5 plus 3, which means if I had letters, A plus B, it would be the same as B plus A. This is also the same with multiplication. 2 times 6 is the same thing as 6 times 2. A times B is the same thing as B times A. This does not work for subtraction, and it does not work for, okay? Then we also have the additive identity property of zero. It means any number that you add to zero is going to be that number. So for instance, 7 plus 0 is going to be 0 plus 7, which is 7. I could do that with anything. I could do A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A, which is equal to A, right? It's always going to be whatever you're adding by zero. And the last one is the identity property of multiplication. It means you take any number, you multiply by one, and you get the number itself. So 1 times a number equals the number. So meaning, I've used this in the past before. An example, I said 1 times blob equals blob, right? Or 1 times milk equals milk, right? 1 times anything equals anything. So let's move on to number 7 now. You'll have this already in your slides. First, let's write off the definition of each property. Then we're going to give an example. The commutative property of addition, let's put the definition, says that we can do A plus B is going to equal B plus A, which means that by definition, you can add in any order. For example, 7 plus 10 is equal to 10 plus 7. And as a reminder, the expectation is that you will have all of these notes written in your Pear Deck. Natalia, make sure you have these all. Ernesto, make sure you have these all. Andy, make sure you have these all. V, make sure you're copying. Thank you. Jordy, make sure this is in your Pear Deck. Our exit ticket is based on these definitions. Next one, the commutative property of multiplication. With this, I'll write it out in general letters. This means A times B is equal to B times A. which means you can do what? Please let me know in the chat what this means. If it's just like you can add in any order, this means you can do what with multiplication? Yes, perfect. I got a couple of responses already. This means you can multiply in any order. So for example, we know that 7 times 10 is 70. And also, it's the same thing as 10 times 7, which is also 70. Both are going to give you the same answer, even though you multiply in different orders. This next property is the additive identity property of 0. This means you could take any number, and if you add 0, you'll get that number itself. So I'll write a quick little definition. This means any number plus 0 is the number. And I'll write down a example. So for instance, 1 plus 0 equals 1. Or you can even do 0 plus 1 also equals 1. The idea is that anything plus 0 is that number. And it's the same thing with multiplication. Anything times 1 is that number. So we're going to have A times 1 is equal to A. And what this means is that any number times 1 is that number. So I'll write that any number. Instead of plus 0, I'm going to put times 1 is the number. So for instance, 10 times 1 is 10. 100 times 1 is 100. Copy these definitions and these examples into your Pear Deck. I will give you 2 minutes to do so because you will need this for the exit ticket, because the exit ticket is going to ask you for these definitions and examples.